Hey, welcome. Boyd Rollins here with Pro Marketers Alliance. Yesterday we touched on some essentials to your mindset. Now let me just say this. I know that what we covered may seem small or unimportant, and if you're rushing to get into profit, and believe me, a lot of people are, they're trying to rush to make money, especially when they're getting started. All I wanted to know was how to get tons and tons of leads and traffic, and I wanted to know how to do it right now. But without knowing what we covered yesterday, everything that we'll go over from here on will end up being of no help to you or your team if you don't allow yourself to progress internally beforehand. So if you haven't watched that first video, go back to it now. It's very, very, very important. I can't stress enough how important it is to know your why, and hopefully by now you've got your why posted on your bathroom mirror or somewhere where you'll see it every day, like on your computer screen. I also mentioned yesterday that we've set up different strategies for different people or different circumstances. These trainings are set up for someone who wants to become an internet expert. So if that's you, this training will be perfect for you. But if becoming internet savvy scares the hell out of you, or if you just don't have any time to learn all this stuff, or if you have a team who are struggling in your network marketing company, then our free done-for-you system is ideal for you. See our Facebook page for more details. The bottom line is this. No matter what situation you're in, we have proven systems and extensive training for you to have massive success online. Now today we're going to be covering some really cool stuff. Today we're covering the entire marketing process, the sales process or funnel, if you will, from A to Z, so that you can get a better understanding of the bigger picture and understand the flow of things, somewhat like a bird's eye view, so you can look at everything, how it all pans out. I hear from a lot of people who are just getting started, and it can be very overwhelming. They just don't see the bigger picture. They don't see how all the pieces fit together. Let me tell you, you don't need to be a guru to know this stuff, to be honest. It's actually quite simple once you get it down. So that means that when we cover the entire sales process today and take a look at everything from the bird's eye view, just know that it can appear to be somewhat confusing in the beginning without actually applying it. The trick is to take one step at a time and apply what you learn as we go over it. You're going to see that it's really not that hard. You'll soon find out that what you thought was a huge secret, you know, gurus online telling you this is a big secret, opt in here and learn the secret, you'll soon see that things are going to open up for you in a way that you never really thought possible. And you'll wonder why you struggled for so long. This is going to clear up everything. When I first got started online, I knew nothing. There's still a lot of people out there that probably know more than I do when it comes to the techie things. But here's the big difference. I continue to bring in more money because I simply take more action. In fact, I was able to go full-time online within my first 6 months on the internet because I took actions. So this stuff works. It just comes down to taking it one step at a time, getting in the right frame of mind, staying committed, and consistent, massive action. Remember, without taking action, you'll never see results. So be sure to take action on everything as quickly as you can and right after you learn it so it's fresh. So let's get into things now. Firstly, let's understand what we're going to be doing online. Let's compare to an offline traditional business. It's really not that different, except for the fact that you can automate a lot of things online when you can't do that offline. The first thing you're going to do in a traditional business is look for your location. You always hear in real estate, location, location, location. Well, in both the traditional business world and your online world, real estate will determine where a good amount of your customers or your traffic comes from. The big difference is that between traditional and online, the costs are incomparable. For example, if you were in a traditional business, your location could end up costing you several $100,000. Well, in the online world, you're looking at $10 for your website, your domain. That's incomparable. We devoted an entire video on this in this series on domains, how to set them up, what to look for. So we'll cover that later in more detail. Now also in your traditional business, after you've got your location, you start stocking shelves to be open for business. In the online world, you have web pages that show customers your products, and many online businesses have downloadable products or shipping is done by third party. So it's automated. You don't have anything to stock, you don't have anything to send out, everything's done for you. Again, the costs are incomparable versus traditional business. You have no inventory. In your traditional business, the next step is getting customers. To get these customers, you're going to need to look at all kinds of different types of advertising methods. Many would turn to radio, billboards, road signs, newspapers, ads, and flyers. these come with a lot of costs. And more recently, small businesses are turning to social media or web traffic. You still need advertising in some form. So finally, you have some people that know that you exist, and you probably got a couple coming through the door. Now, we've devoted a number of videos in this series on different advertising methods to get them to come through your door or to your website and to your sales page. Now, in the traditional sense, you've just got to hope that once they're in your store, that they like your product and somebody's going to buy something. And if they don't, well, you can only hope that they want to hear more of your advertising and come back and check out your place of business again. Because more than likely, if your business is just ordinary, you're not going to see them back again. And unfortunately, this pretty much sums up how traditional offline businesses run. There's a lot of expense, a lot of risk, a lot of hard work, and if you don't have a great product, you better have a lot of great advertising. This is also how old school network marketing is done. Many people are going to go chasing their friends and family, invite them to dinner, a presentation, or a hotel meeting, and then probably pitch their product or opportunity and hope somebody bites. If they don't, more likely they lost the sale only with the hopes of following up with them on the phone call or an email, and that, in my opinion, is not truly automation. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of highly successful marketers who run their network marketing business this way, but they deal with a lot of traffic. It's pretty much a numbers game. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people succeed at traditional network marketing. They have to consistently work at it. They're always repeating their pitch over and over and over again. Now let's take this online and look at it from a different perspective. What if we can drive tons of traffic to your place of business, your offer, but instead of dealing with each person on an individual basis, you could use systems and funnels to maximize your advertising efforts, virtually automating the marketing process entirely. This way you can filter out those dreaded time-wasting looky-loos or tire kickers, and rather than taking each of them out to lunch to pitch them on your product or opportunity, only to waste another 2 hours on someone who probably had no interest in your business anyway. Now, what you're about to learn is the definition of true leverage and automation. You can literally do the work once and let your efforts or system work for you over and over and over again. What it really comes down to is driving traffic to your offer, and that's really the easy part. And like we said, we'll cover that in a number of videos in this series. And many people think in the beginning that traffic is some mysterious thing that only gurus know how to do. It's not hard to drive traffic, and we're going to be covering a lot of those methods for driving traffic to your websites later in this training. And I see these newbies trying to drive traffic all day long, but they're screwing it all up. They're getting the eyeballs on what they're saying and posting, and they have the potential for traffic, but the question is, are people like you and I attracted enough to the content or information that we're willing to click on their information or their link? In most cases, no, not at all. Why? Because you can easily see that they are desperately trying to promote a money game, and they have no clue what they're doing. For example, let's say they use Facebook for a traffic generation source. They update their Facebook status to say something like, new program launched, 100% commissions, make $3 million by tomorrow. Now, are you going to click on this? And if you are you going to take it seriously? Unfortunately, this is what gives our industry a bad name. You know, that person that's putting this on their Facebook page didn't make $3 million yesterday, and more than likely they wouldn't make $3 million tomorrow doing what they're doing. So remember this, you can have all the traffic in the world, but without conversions, you have no sales. So let's learn how to drive traffic the right way and come from a place of value rather than pitching. So instead of spamming affiliate links, ask yourself, who are you talking to? In other words, use your target market. What do they need, and how are you going to solve their problem? Now, keeping these questions in mind, now you can start to send people through your marketing funnel by advertising appropriately. A well-crafted internet marketing funnel usually starts with what we call a capture page, also known as a squeeze page. Now, a capture or squeeze page is where your prospect opts into your funnel in order to receive something of value that will help them solve an issue that they're having. They have an issue, you solve the problem by offering the solution. In return, they give you their name and email. In essence, the capture page is somewhat like a doorway on your online business. And the more marketing you do, the more doorways you have all over the internet leading to your business. Now, I personally have hundreds of doorways all over the internet leading to my business. And after we get through this training, you should too. It's actually really easy to do. We're going to be getting into that later as well. So we started driving traffic to our capture pages, and from here your autoresponder is going to start collecting leads. If you're unfamiliar with autoresponder, this is what creates the form on your capture page that enables people to put their name and email into the capture page to collect their names and email addresses. After somebody opts in, it's going to redirect your prospect to a page of your choice. Now, a well-crafted sales funnel usually redirects your prospect to either a report, a sales video, a sales page immediately after they opted in, and at the same time, it sends your prospect information through email, leading them back to your website to get more valuable information. The best systems don't try to sell them to start. They give free valuable information, then get them to buy something inexpensive that they need. What this does is it builds trust with the prospect, and it also pays for your advertising, because those small things that they purchase can cover almost all your advertising expenses. But your autoresponder keeps sending emails to them to build rapport and trust, and then it invites them to your primary business, and that's where you really make your money. That first step of getting them to buy something inexpensive covers your costs, and then when they join your primary business, that's where you're making your money. Hopefully that'll all make sense. We'll discuss more on autoresponders later in this course. Wow, there's a lot to take in, I know, especially if this is your first time seeing it, but hopefully it makes sense. You can see the bird's eye view of it now. You can see how it all fits together. Did you notice you didn't get on the phone? You're not chasing friends and family? This is true leverage, true power and automation. You're looking at right here. This is how it's done. I know it can be a little confusing, so don't worry. We're going to cover each and every process throughout this course, and you'll have it down to a science in no time. The big question you need to ask yourself is, do you want to do this all by yourself, or do you want to use a done-for-you system to start with? Whatever you choose, I'm going to be here to help you with it. Now let me tell you how I got started. I set up everything myself because I didn't know about systems. I'm not mad that I set everything up myself. It did take me a good 6 months to do it, but I learned a lot along the way. Throughout this course, you just need to ask yourself, which direction do you want to go? Set it up for yourself and be prepared for a lot of work, about 6 months of work, or let systems do it for you. If I were starting over today, I would still want to learn how to do everything, but I would start with a done-for-you system and focus on driving massive traffic to my system and gradually learn the other parts of the system after getting good at driving traffic. We'll cover all this in this video series. So watch some of the other training videos that we have on our video blog so you can get more online success. And make sure to watch the motivational videos. And make sure to watch motivational videos for 30 minutes a day to keep a strong, positive mindset. We have a number of those on our video blog as well. So this is Boyd Rollins here. Take care.